Very good morning to all of you. I am Professor Jagat Pitawala. Today I am going to discuss with you a completely different topic. Actually, my main subject area is physics, but today I am going to deliver a completely different talk with you because you are very fresh students and you should know about the university studies. In this time period, your attitudes, skills and strategies should be changed. So therefore, it is very happy to talk with you, my new students. Let's start like this. We know teacher and student are the main two bodies in the university system. After you enroll into the university, you and us are the main two parties. So what is the main role of teacher and student? So you have to understand this one clearly before you start your study program. In current situation, we have student-centered learning system. In that sense, the main role is with you in university education. So you have to work hard. You have to work more than 90%. However, teacher will help 10% nearly for your education. In this one, we are giving a support for your study program. However, the main role is with you. Keep this in mind. However, as university teachers, we are always ready to help you in any kind of matter. So, do you know this equation? This is a well-known equation. There are many research papers they have published about this one. The performance is equal to ability multiply O plus, we can say, motivation. Performance is equal to ability and motivation. So performance, again, I can say, will depend on two factors, ability and motivation. Of course, you have ability, otherwise you can't come to the university. You sat for A level and it is a very competitive exam. I will show you some data, then you will realize it again. Therefore, you have ability. However, as teachers, we have to motivate you. In generally, not for the educational programs, even sports. You very recently you saw that our well-known fast bowler Yasit Malinga, during the Australian match, he went to the ground and motivate our bowlers. Of course, they have ability. Otherwise, those bowlers cannot enter into the Sri Lankan team. However, during the session, he was encouraging and motivating our players. So it's match with everything. It can be for educational, it can be sports, it can be music, whatever the thing. Performance is equal to ability and motivation. Please, my dear student, keep this in your mind. Then, you know Albert Einstein. He is a well-known physicist. He said about the education, I would like to ask you, do you agree with this one? Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. I can say it again. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. That's the way Albert Einstein explained to us about education. So I am fully agree with him because අපි මේ අධ්‍යාපනය කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම කටපාඩම් කරලා එක එක concept එහෙම නැත්නම් සිද්ධාන්ත විෂය කරුණු කටපාඩම් කරලා ඉගෙන ගන්න එක නෙවෙයි. අපි අධ්‍යාපනය හරහා කළ යුත්තේ අපේ මයින්ඩ් එක ට්‍රේන් කරන එක. අපේ මයින්ඩ් එක ට්‍රේන් කරන එක තමයි අපි කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් this is the one Albert Einstein said. If I ask you, you did O-level mathematics. Otherwise, you can't come into the university. So, do you know Pythagoras theorem? What is the Pythagoras theorem? Take few seconds and remind it. So, now you solve many questions using Pythagoras theorem. However, when I ask it again, you cannot directly say it. Even I can tell, now if I go Badulla hospital and meet a consultant doctor or surgeon, and if I ask, what is the photosynthesis? Can you explain? He or she may not clearly describe. However, they are consultant doctors or surgeons. So this is the reality. During our educational programs, we will train our mind to think, because when after you graduate, when you are going outside, you cannot apply all the concept that you learn. As a physicist, if you ask me what is the Gauss theorem, Gauss law, directly I can't say now. However, I did special degree in physics and I obtained a professor in physics. Throughout the educational programs, what we did, we trained our mind to think. So my dear students, again, keep this in your mind. Then this map clearly shows us global literacy rates. ලෝකයේ සාක්ෂරතා හැකියාව ලෝක සිතියමේ සටහන් කරලා තියෙන විදිහ තමයි මේක. Right? In here you can see there is a dark blue color. So it indicates the developed countries. So-called developed countries, they have more than 96% global literacy rate. And when we come to the light blue, 90 to 96%, they are belongs to the little below of the developed countries. The interesting feature here, we are also in that group. Currently, I can say we have around 94% literacy rate. However, still we are a developing country. What is the reason behind here? Even you can see the countries that we have around Sri Lanka, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, those countries, they are very far below from us. Even they have less than 70% literacy rate. So in here, my message is, you are a cream of the country because you sat for a very competitive exam, and our country belongs to you because our time is almost gone. But as young people, you have to think and you have to work hard to bring this country to a top level. So, my dear students, this is the message from you today. Then, of course, this schematic diagram clearly show our school system. I mean, you all understand this diagram. So in primary level, grade 1 to 5, we are in the primary education. Then after grade 5, you may set for the grade 5 scholarship exam. Sometime you may not. It is not very important, but currently there is a huge competition for grade 5 scholarship exam as well. Then junior secondary level, you are in grade 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then senior secondary level, grade 10 and 11. After that, you will sit for GC O-level exam. Of course, you completed all those exams, but I am repeating, how did you come to the university? After GCE O-level exam, we will go to grade 12 and 13. During this period, you can select your advanced level using 4 streams. It can be science, arts, commerce or technology. Currently we have only 4 advanced level streams. After A-level exam, we can go to the universities. It can vary from 3 years to 4 years. In our university, we have 4-year degree programs. All are 4 years and English medium. So if you can't enter into a university, my advice is, actually this is not for you, but your brothers and sisters you can guide as a university student. So if they can't enter into a university, I would like to say they must go to National College of Education, because they are also very recognized places in the education system in Sri Lanka. Then when they are finding jobs, they will recognize in high demand. So keep this in mind. If you want to advise your brother or sister, if they couldn't enter into a university, please tell them to follow some courses in National Colleges of Education. Then as I mentioned earlier, in this graph, these data I collected from UGC. Very recently they published these statistics. And here my message is, how is the advanced level examination and how much is it is competitive. So when we see the data in different A-level streams, first here we have statistics for 3 consecutive years, 2017, 2018 batch, 2018 and 19, and 2019 and 2020, right? So in the first part we have arts, commerce, bioscience, physical science and technology. So when we take arts, actually there is a sad news there. So in red color, and also you can add blue color, the both total colors will represent the total amount of the students set for A-level and eligible for university education. Keep this in mind, eligible for university education. So in arts stream, it was around, I can say average 70%, 70,000 were eligible enter into the university. However, around 10,000 were managed to enter into the university. 70,000ක් වගේ average university එකට select වෙලා ඉන්න arts වලින් හැබැයි හරි කනගාටුයි කියන්නේ 10,000 වගේ තමයි university එකට එන්න පුළුවන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් මෙතන 7 ගුණයකට වඩා අඩු ප්‍රමාණයක් තමයි university එකට ඇතුල් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් මේක තුලින් අපිට පෙන්වලා දෙන්නේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ඇතුල් වීමේ තියෙන දුෂ්කරතාවය. If we are going to check in the commerce also, compared to arts, it is not that much worst. However, still there is a huge competition. So when we come to bioscience and physical science, of course, the number of students sit for the A level is little less compared to arts and commerce. We know in science classes the number of students are little less compared to other grades or other classes in commerce and arts. Here also it clearly shows the competition. When we see bioscience, it is around 5,000 students were admitted among around 25,000. When we see those 3 years, I don't want to go each and every subject streams, but you got the message. I think you realized the reality. You realized the competition of the advanced level. I will show more data. So in this table, you can see the number of candidates qualifying and selected to undergraduate courses of the higher educational institutes. Academic years 2016-17 to 2019-2020 batch. So it was earlier the graphical representation. However, here you can see the numerical values for different streams: arts, commerce, physical science, biological science, and others different streams, and engineering technology, biosystem technology, so on. I don't want to go each and every data point. However, you can clearly understand the competition. Again, I would say the competition that you face in the advanced level. For example, just take 2019-2020, the last batch. So in this one, if I take physical science, in physical science, they couldn't enter into the university. However, they qualified. The number is around 20,000. From this 20,000, or among this 20,000, only 7,874 were admitted into the university. That is only 39%. So, or I can say 40%. So then 60% were out from the qualified students. So again, you can see the competition you face. So in this graphical representation, you can see again the admission of the enrollment of undergraduate students with male and female. Here, according to the data, actually currently female students are higher than male students. So when you physically present into the university, you can see that. So this schematic diagram again will tell about the competition. So this is like a water stream in a tap in our house. You can have a water path. In this path, you can have different places. You will use different items to collect and block the water flow. So when we start from O level, the flow is very huge. However, after that filtering, there is a filter you can see there. there is a small filter. From this filter or through this filter, we can get only 60% students for qualifying advanced level. To do the advanced level, only 60% has entered. However, 40% has gone out. How is the competition that you have? Then after that, actually here we have focused only science, technology, engineering and management streams or mathematics. So then only 33% managed to come into the or pass the advanced level from that 60%. After that, A-level students getting qualified for university admission, again it is reduced some to 30% from that 33%. After that, student getting admitted for universities and vocational technical training, again it is reduced to another 30%. So all above data and this diagram clearly show us the huge competition we face in our life, advanced level. So in this one, my message, so you sat for a very competitive exam and you have ability, therefore please motivate yourself. Self motivation also you can do. මේක තේරුම් අරගෙන මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ඇතුළු වෙන්නට තිබ්බ අභියෝගය තේරුම් අරගෙන මේ ජයග්‍රහණය තව තවත් ඔප්නංවා ගන්න විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අධ්‍යාපනය භාවිතා කරන්න කියන එක තමයි මම මෙතෙන්දි කියන්නේ. මොකද ඕගොල්ලෝගේ දෙමව්පියෝ බලාගෙන ඉන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ හොඳ උපාධිධාරියෙක් විදිහට විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයෙන් එළියට එනකම්. Therefore, keep this in mind, my students. Your parents are waiting for you as a good citizen, good graduate. So how we should work during the university life? Not only for university life, even general day-to-day life. If you are going to construct a house one day, this path should apply. So you have to, whatever the thing you do, you have to start first. Then you have to think. Then you have to analyze it. After analyzing, you have to plan it. Then you must try. What we do mainly, we start and try. Then one day you will fail. You have to start first. You have to think, analyze, plan and try. When you are trying, if you fail, do it again. Do again. Keep on doing. After you will success. So if I start and do directly, definitely I may fail. So keep this in mind. This is a very good example to success your life, not only life, success your educational program, success your marriage life, success your future job, whatever. Keep this in mind, my dear students. Then I am very quickly move into some steps that you have to follow to get good grades. So when you are in the university, you are in a different environment. You are not in the home. You are not with your parents. So university life is completely different from school education, right? So when you are in the university, your main target should be focused into the educational program. However, I will briefly tell later about the advantages of extracurricular activities also. So during your study period, you have to pick a place and time. So very happy to say that now we have a new library building, so you can use it. So even in your hostel, you can find a better place. So picking a correct place and a time is very important when you are studying in university. And you have to do study every day. ඊට පස්සේ වෙන්නේ ඇත්තටම අපිට දැන් අපි හැමදාම කන්න පුරුදු වෙලා ඉන්න වේල් තුනක්. මේ වේල් තුන කෑවේ නැත්තම් අපේ බඩ කියනවා දැන් ඔයා ආහාර ගන්න ඕන කියලා. ඒ වගේ ඕගොල්ලෝ දවස ගානේ ස්ටඩි කරොත් ඒක ඔයාලට ලොකු පුරුද්දක් වෙනවා. ඒක නැතුව බැරි වෙනවා. අන්න එහෙනම් do studies every day. Then you have to plan your time. Without planning you can't do anything. Right? So it is very important because කාලය තමයි මම දකින මගේ ජීවිතේ මම දැකපු වටිනාම දේ කාලය. මොකද කාලය කියන එක අපිට නවත්තන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. කාලය ගලාගෙන යන දෙයක්. ඉතින් මෙන්න මේ කාලය තුල අපි මේක හරියට කරේ නැත්නම් අපි කාල කළමනාකරණය කරේ නැත්නම් ජීවිතේ ජය ගන්න අමාරුයි. So therefore you have to do time management. The particular period you have to do right things. Therefore you can use set alarms, use a wall planner in your study place. You can put a small wall planner and you can make do list when you are starting the date in the morning or even before going to the bed previous day. You can make a do list. For example, today I have my do list in my purse. In this my wallet, I have what should I do today. So make do list and set time limits. And also review and revise. This is also very important in the university education. Review and revise. You can ask the questions from yourself. It is again training of a mind to think. That's why Albert Einstein said, and I earlier discussed with you, right? And you can make your own study materials. We have books in library and lecturer will give some lecture notes. You can download some course materials using internet. You are very lucky now because internet are very popular. Our time actually we did not have those facilities, but now you can Google and you can find many course materials and you can easily make your own study materials. And also ask for help. If you are in a trouble, don't wait. ඔයාලට ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇති වෙලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒකේ හිර වෙලා ඉන්න එපා. මොකද ඒකෙන් වෙන්නේ කාලය අපත යන එක. You waste your time. Therefore you can ask for help. You can ask from lecturer or you can ask from your friend. So take that opportunity. Don't stick into that and don't waste your time. And take breaks. ඇත්තටම ඉතින් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි වැඩිපුර ගන්නේ බ්‍රේක්ස් තමයි නේද? නෑ සමහර ළමයි ඉන්නවා මේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට හරි ගොඩාක් මහන්සි වෙනවා. සමහර වෙලාවට දවස් ගානේ නිදි මරාගෙන පාඩම් කරනවා. ඒක එච්චර හොඳ නෑ. මොකද වෙන්නේ අවසානයේ අපි රෝගියෙක් වෙනවා. You may sick if you are working hard without taking breaks. So while you are studying, whenever possible, please take breaks. And also look after yourself. You have to look after yourself. Because if you get sick, you will lost many things. අපි මොන හරි වැරදි දෙයක් ආහාරයට ගත්තා කියලා කියන්නකො. සතියක් විතර යනකම් අසනීප වෙනවා. එතකොට අපේ ස්ටඩි ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේ ගොඩක් දේවල් මිස් වෙනවා. අපේ එක්ස්ට්‍රා කරිකුලර් ටික අපිට මිස් වෙනවා. මේක හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. ඒ හින්දා ඔයා තමන් ගැන තමන් බලන්න ඕන. බස් එකකට නගින්න ගියත් පරිස්සමෙන් ගිහිල්ලා නගින්න ඕන. කකුලක් මොන හරි වුණොත් යුනිවර්සිටි එකට එන්න බැරි වෙනවා. ඒකෙන් වෙන්නේ තමන්ගේ ස්ටඩි පීරියඩ් එක නැති වෙන එක. Then this table also will help you to improve your learning style. How we can improve our learning process, right? I name this table as KWL table. According to this KWL table or KWL chart, you can see there are three main columns. In the first column, it says what I know, and second one what I want to know, and the third one what I learn. So if you start to study or learn something, right? It can be a completely one course unit, it can be a one topic, it can be a one lecture that you are going to attend. Before you study or before you start your course or your lecture or even your exam, you can use this graphical method. In the first column, as I mentioned, it says what I know. Before you start your course or your course unit or your topic or your lecture, you can write what are the things that you know before you attend to the class. Write the information about what you know in this space. Okay. In the second one, you should write or you should focus, write the information about what you want to know during this class or during this lecture series or during this course unit. So the last one, third one, when you complete your course or your lesson, you can complete, after the completion of the lesson or unit, write the information what you learn during the session. Okay. So in the first one, what I know, what I want to know, what I learn. අපි පොඩි උදාහරණයක් ගමු. අපි හිතමු දැන් ඌවැල්ලස්ස විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය කියලා. හරි සරල දෙයක්. ඌවැල්ලස්ස විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය ගැන ඔයාලා මොනවද දන්නේ? පළවෙනි කොලම් එකේ ලියනවා. ඊට පස්සේ දෙවෙනි එකේ ඔයාලා ලියනවා ඌවැල්ලස්ස විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය ගැන ඔයාලා දැනගන්න ඕන දේවල්. What I want to know about ඌවැල්ලස්ස University. Right? So after that, if someone deliver a lecture or talk about ULS University, you can fill the third one. Very simple. Okay. So I will show you another example. This is a very simple thing. I collected this from internet. Maybe this is not really directly related to Sri Lanka, but maybe other Europe or American country. In the first one, this task was how a pumpkin grows. One student want to know how a pumpkin grows. Then, before come to the class, in the first column, this student has written about the pumpkins. He wrote as pumpkins are orange. The second one, pumpkins grow in fall. අර fall කියන season එකේ වැවෙනවා. මම ඒකයි ලංකාවට මේක directly related නෑ කියලා මම කිව්වේ. ආයේ කියලා තියෙනවා we can make jack o' lanterns. So ඔය pumpkins වලින් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ එක එක උත්සවවලදී ඔය අපි කියන්නේ ලන්තෑරුම් වගේ දේවල් හදනවා. And pumpkin spice are yummy. අපි food එකක් විදිහට අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ රටවල් වල ඒක sweet food එකක් විදිහට use කරනවා. Right? So when we come to the second column, මෙයා ටිකක් advance වෙලා. This student has advanced slightly. They are now thinking. They wanted to know something about pumpkins. මොනවද කියලා තියෙන්නේ? Why are pumpkins orange? බලන්න පොඩක් advance වෙලා තියෙනව නේද? හිතන්න පුරුදු වෙලා තියෙනව නේද දැන්? Why are pumpkins orange? How do they grow? What do they need to grow? How big are the seeds? So those things this student want to know. So after that, after the lesson, they can easily fill the third one. So this is again graphical representative for your learning process. So study in a group. Compared to advanced level, I told you early, university education is slightly different. So if you can work together and if you study in a group, you can enhance your educational purposes. One thing you have to keep in mind, you have to be careful when you are studying in group, because everybody should be equally contribute for the study program. If you are going to have a lesson, if you are going to discuss a lesson, all members of the group should be continuously or equally support. අපි සමහර කට්ටිය ඉන්නෝනේ අපි කියනවනේ අර අනුන්ගේ පහනෙන් එළිය බලන්න එනවා කියලා. ඒ හින්දා අනුන්ගේ පහනෙන් එළිය බලන්න නැති යාළුවෝ ටිකක් තමයි එකතු කරගන්න ඕනේ ගෲප් එකක් විදිහට ස්ටඩි කරන්න. හරි වැදගත් දෙයක්. මම ජීවිතේ හරිම සන්තෝෂ වෙන දෙයක් තමයි මම විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයකට ඇතුල් වෙන්න ලැබීම කියන එක. විශේෂයෙන්ම මිනිස්සෙක් විදිහට ලංකාවේ ඉපදින් දැන් මේ ප්‍රශ්න තිබුණත් ලංකාව වගේ රටක ඉපදිලා ලංකාවේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක අධ්‍යාපනය ලැබීම මගේ ජීවිතේ ගොඩාක් වෙනස් වෙච්ච දෙයක්. මගේ ජීවිතය වෙනස් කරපු ලොකු සංදිසයක් තමයි මම පේරාදෙණිය විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ඇතුල් වීම. ඉතින් ඒ අත්දැකීම් තමයි මම මේ ඔයාලත් එක්ක කතා කරන්නේ. මේ අත්දැකීම් මම කතා කරන අත්දැකීම් හිතට අරගෙන ඕගොල්ලෝගේ ලයිෆ් එක චේන්ජ් කරගන්න බලන්න යුනිවර්සිටි එකේ ජීවත් වෙනකොට. When you are in the university, try to change your life and make your life for betterment of the future. Your career will completely depend on these 4 years. Right? So, of course, as I mentioned earlier, the main task or main target should be study program. In this one, you can have main courses. You will focus on projects. You can do research. අපිට පරිශන කරන්න පුළුවන්. Keep this in mind. You can start your research during first year. Of course, during fourth year, you must do a research project. However, even first year you can start some research work. ඔයාලට පරිශන කරන්න පුළුවන් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලේ පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ ඉඳලම. There are facilities inside the university. We have lecturers, you have professors, you can meet them and you can bring your ideas for research or new projects. අලුත් දේ දැන් ලංකාවේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දැන් අපි මේ තත්ත්වෙන් ගලව ගන්න මම හිතන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ අතේ ලොකු වගකීමක් තියෙනවා මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ. ඕගොල්ලන්ට අලුත් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට්ස් කරන්න වෙයි. අලුත් දේවල් නිෂ්පාදනය කරන්න වෙයි. ඒ හින්දා මේක හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. ඒ වගේම ඕගොල්ලන්ට එක්ස්ට්‍රා කරිකුලර් ඇක්ටිවිටීස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. You can do many extracurricular activities during your university life. Sports you can do music, you can engage into different societies, different clubs, and also after you come here physically you will realize that you will meet many friends all over the country. ලංකාව පුරාම ඉන්න යාළුවෝ ඕගොල්ලන්ට හම්බ වෙනවා. මේක ඉස්කෝලේ යන කාලේ හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ. During our school period, sometime you know those who are around the school. දැන් අපි ඒ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ ඇතුලේ එහෙම නැත්නම් මහනුවර අපි හිතමුකෝ මහනුවර පාසල ගත්තොත් ඒ මහනුවර අවට ඉන්න යාළුවෝ ටිකක් තමයි අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ආවට පස්සේ ඕගොල්ලන්ට යාපනයේ ඉඳලා මේ පැත්තෙන් ගාල්ල මාතර දක්වා යාළුවෝ අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් මම සතුටින් කියන්න කැමති මගේ ජීවිතේ මම සයන්ස් ෆැකල්ටි එකේ නෙමෙයි මගේ පේරාදෙණිය විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ජීවිතය තුළ මෙඩිකල් ෆැකල්ටිය, ඉන්ජිනියරින් ෆැකල්ටිය, ආර්ට්ස් ෆැකල්ටිය, ඇග්‍රිකල්චර් ෆැකල්ටිය, ඩෙන්ටල් ෆැකල්ටිය මේ හැම ෆැකල්ටි එකකම යාළුවෝ මට හිටියා. අපි එකට ඒ හොස්ටල් වල හිටියා. ඒක දැන් අද ජීවිතේ ඒක හරි වැදගත්කමක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මොකද හොස්පිටල් එකකට යනවා නම් එහෙම නුවර වෙන්න පුළුවන්, පේරාදෙණිය වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මං ඒ කාලේ හොස්ටල් එකේ හිටපු. එහෙම නැත්නම් මං එකට ස්පෝර්ට්ස් කරපු. එහෙම නැත්නම් මම හිටියා පේරාදෙණිය විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ කඳු නැගීමේ සංගමයේ යුනිවර්සිටි එක්ස්ප්ලෝරර්ස් ක්ලබ් කියන එකේ. ඉතින් ඒ කාලේ හම්බෙච්ච යාළුවෝ දැන් මම හොස්පිටල් එකකට ගියොත් එහෙම නැත්නම් මම පිටරට යනකොට එයාපෝට් එකේදී මට උදව් කරනවා. සමහර ඉමිග්‍රේෂන් ඔෆිසර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා අපිත් එක්ක එකට හිටපු. මේ වගේ හැමතැනම ඉන්ජිනියර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා. රජයේ කාර්යාලයකට ගියොත් මේ රජයේ කාර්යාලයේ අපිත් එක්ක විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ජීවිතේ හිටපු යාළුවෝ ඉන්නේ. කර්මාන්ත ශාලාවකට ගියත් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා ඒ හම්බ කරගත්ත මානව සම්පත හරි වැදගත් මගේ ජීවිතේට. For in your university life you have many resources. One main resource is human resources. Keep this in mind. අනිත් ඔය විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ඇතුල් වෙන්න බැරි වෙච්ච කට්ටියට මේක ගන්න බෑ. Those who could not enter into the university, they don't have those resources. Human resources are main important, right? And also you can, during your university period, you can travel other countries. I did it. I will show you some pictures what I did during my university life. So you can travel other countries for competitions or even some other extra things. And also you can start your own company. You can be a entrepreneur. විවසායකෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අධ්‍යාපනයේ හදාarලා අපි විශේෂයෙන්ම අපේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ විවසායකයන් බිහි කරන විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක් කියන එක අපි හැම වෙලේම කතා කරනවා. So therefore you can get some skills, knowledge about entrepreneurial work. මම හරි ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ මම හරි සතුටින් කියන්න ඕනේ ජීවිතේ පේරාදෙණි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ගත කරපු කාලය. පේරාදෙණි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය කියන්නේ ලංකාවේ තියෙනම සුන්දරම විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය කියලා මම හිතනවා. හැබැයි කිසි දවසක අමතක කරන්න එපා. ඌවෙල්ලස් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය මම හිතන්නේ පේරාදෙණි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට පස්සේ තියෙන ලස්සනම විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය කියලා මම හිතනවා. After, I mean, when you are here in physical, you will realize that Uvellasa University is also one of the most beautiful universities in Sri Lanka. So you are lucky. So then I told you I did many extracurricular activities. Actually, during my undergraduate period, I managed to climb Himalaya or Mount Everest, but honestly we couldn't go the top because we as Sri Lankans we are not very familiar with snow and hiking in snow. However, we managed to go around 6,000 meters. අඩි 6,000ක් වගේ උසට අපිට යන්න පුළුවන් වුණා. මම විශ්වවිද්‍යාල ජීවිතේ කරපු ලොකු එක්ස්ට්‍රා කරිකුලර් ඇක්ටිවිටි වලින් ලොකු දෙයක් තමයි හිමාලයේ තරණය කරන්න ලැබීම. මම හරි සතුටින් කියනවා මම PhD එකට ස්වීඩන් වල PhD එකට ඇප්ලයි කරනකොට මම මගේ CV එකේ මේක දාලා තිබුණා. ඉතින් ඒක මගෙන් භෞතික විද්‍යාව ප්‍රශ්න අහනවට වැඩිපුර මගෙන් ඇහුවේ Himalaya tour again. Those professors in Sweden, when they are interviewing me, they didn't ask physics question. I applied for a position in physics. However, they didn't ask physics question. Mainly, they were interested about the tour that I mentioned in my curriculum CV. හරි CV එකේ දාලා තිබ්බ මම team leader විදිහට හිටියා කියලා. Because they know if we did that type of work, we are strong enough to do other things. ආත්ම විශ්වාසයේ වගේ දේවල් තියෙන්න ඕන ඔය වගේ ගමනක් යනකොට. එතකොට ඒ ප්‍රොෆෙසර්ස්ලා හිතුවා මට මේ ඒගොල්ලෝගේ රිසර්ච් ගෲප් එකට මාව ජොයින් කරගත්තම මම හොඳට වැඩ කරයි කියලා. ඇත්තටම මම ඒක ඒ විදිහටම කරා. හරිම සතුටුයි. ඉතින් මේ එක්ස්ට්‍රා කරිකුලර් ඇක්ටිවිටීස් කරන එක ජීවිතේ අපතේ යන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක තමයි මම මෙතෙන්දි කියන්නේ. Right? You will don't think they are not wasting time during your study period. Please try to do extracurricular activities as much as possible. And also in this one you can see I am very happy. Before 1 year I received the most outstanding senior researcher in Uvellasa University. මේකෙන් අතරම මට මෙතනදී මම ඔයාලව මොටිවේට් කරන්න යන්නේ පරිශන වලට. අයත් කියන්න ඕනි ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ පරිශන වලට ඔයාලව යොමු කරන්න. Currently I am the chairman of research committee. So if you have any good idea to do a research, please meet me. I will find a suitable supervisor for you. Therefore, start your research from your first year. So, as I mentioned, I did my PhD in Sweden, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. ඒ වගේම ලෝකේ ජීවත් වෙන්න හොඳම රටවල් පහ වගේ ඇතුලේ තියෙන රටක්. ඉතින් මම හරි ලකි ඒ වගේ රටක මට PhD එක කරන්න හම් වෙච්ච එක ගැන. ලංකාවට ආදරේ හින්දා ඇත්තටම මම මේ මෙහෙට ආවා. දැන් නම් ඉතින් මේ දැනට තියෙන තත්ත්වය අනුව එච්චර ලොකු හැපිනස් එකක් නැහැ. නමුත් මේක අපේ රට. මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වෙත් ඒකයි. ඕගොල්ලන්ට ලොකු වගකීමක් තියෙනවා. මේ රට අනාගතයේ මේ රටේ අනාගතය ඉස්සරහට අරන් යන්න. ඉතින් I did my PhD in Sweden. Then I came back to Sri Lanka in 2013 and joined Pitawala University as the senior lecturer. And you can see some nice pictures in Sweden. Chalmers University of Technology is my university. It is located in the city called Gothenburg, very beautiful city. And during winter period, you can enjoy with the snow, right? So here, what I want to tell you, I am happy about my life because I managed to travel many countries in the world. More than 50 countries I have been visited. Because when we are in Europe, you can travel Europe without any visa. When we are traveling to Sweden, especially we get Scandinavian visa. If you have Scandinavian visa, you can travel easily Europe. However, I managed to travel US, Australia, China, Japan during my study period because in Swedish education, attending conferences are must, right? So therefore, I was lucky to go different countries during my PhD period. And now we are in Pitawala University. As I mentioned, I stay happy this place because very beautiful environment and easy access to the city. It is very close to the city and also nice staff, vice chancellor and all the administration officers and all the staff members are very friendly. ඔගොල්ලොන්ට integration එකේ first day එකේ කිව්වා අපි UW family කියනවා කියලා. We call ourselves UW family members. You are also now part of UW family tree. You are a branch of UW family tree, right? Therefore, we are working very happily in this place as well. Then little bit about where you are going. මේක පොඩක් වැදගත් වෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ කොහෙද A level කරලා ආවිල්ලා යන්නේ කියන එක. According to this diagram or the table, you sit for the advanced certificate course we call A level. Then you can since you pass advanced level, you can directly jump into honors bachelor's degrees. So according to the SLQL levels, you got the qualifications of SLQL2. Since you passed advanced level, now you can jump into SLQL6, honors bachelor's. So after that, you can go SLQL7, SLQL8, SLQL9, SLQL10, so on. So this is the path you are going in educational framework. So I am in SLQL10 because I have a PhD degree. So then I am having SLQL10 qualifications. I don't want to go each and every data point. However, since you are in SLQL6, you will after you complete your degree, you will be recognized as honors bachelor's degree holder. In that one, you must complete 120 credits, right? It is compulsory to have 120 credits. However, in some degree programs, it can have some optional courses and you may have 125, 128, 130, so on. It will depend on the study program or degree program. However, the minimum requirement is 120 credits for 4 years. I have to go quickly because I have limited time. So keep this in mind. If you have a 1 hour lecture, a student is expected to carry out at least 2 to 2.5 additional hours for independent learning. After your sir or madam or lecturer delivered a lecture, you must work at least 2 to 2.5 additional hours as independent learning. ඔගොල්ලෝ තනියම පාඩම් කරන්න ඕන අඩුම ගානේ පැය දෙකක් හෝ පැය දෙකමාරක් lecture එකට පස්සේ. For every 2 hours of laboratory studies, a student is expected to carry out at least 1 additional hour to independent studies. Practical classes are slightly different. Therefore, 1 credit in lectures, laboratory studies, field studies and clinical work, the minimum number of notional learning hours is 45 to 50. 1 hour credit, 1 credit in lecture එක. notional hours අපි ඉදියට ඔයගොල්ලෝ ස්ටඩි කරන ඒවා lecture එකට prepare වෙන ඒවා ඒ ඔක්කොම එක අපි notional hours ඉදියට එක 45 to 50 විදියට ගන්නවා. For industrial training, minimum 90 notional learning hours including the time allocated for assessments are equivalent to 1 credit. As I mentioned during the opening ceremony of integration program, so all our degree programs are included with industrial training. This is a very important component in our university because you can easily find jobs after your completion of industrial training. Then do you think this one මම අර education කිව්වේ මේ facts ඉගෙන ගන්න එක නෙවෙයි කිව්වේ මේක තමයි. මොකද මෙන් බලන්න අවසානයේ ඔයාලා SLQF level 6 කියන graduate කෙනෙක් වුණොත් තියෙන්න ඕන qualifications. Gauss ප්‍රමේය දැනගන්න ඕන, Pythagoras ප්‍රමේය දැනගන්න ඕන. ඒව නෙවෙයි කියන්නේ. What are the qualifications you should have? SLQF level 6 degree holder should be able to demonstrate a substantive knowledge and understanding of the core aspects of the area of study. They may tell about the study. Critically analyze data, make judgments and propose solutions to problems. Use practical skills and inquiry efficiently and effectively within the study area. Construct and sustain arguments and use these arguments, ideas and techniques in problem solving. Fifth one, demonstrate awareness of the current development in the area of study. So I don't want to go each and everything. Even there are more other points. So the summary is given. So you during your study period, you will train your mind. You will you will earn different skills. You will have different attitudes. ඔගොල්ලෝ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට එන්න කලින් තියෙන attitudes නෙවෙයි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයෙන් යනකොට තියෙන. Right? So there are different things that you will get after your study period. මේක සිංහලෙන් තියෙන ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් තියෙන අතරම 21 වෙනි සියවසේ නිපුණතාව. What are the skills that we need in 21st century? So you have to have complex communication skills. I am going little fast as I mentioned. I have little time. I have maybe another 10 to 15 minutes. You have to have complex communication skills. You should expert thinking. විශේෂඥ සිතීමේ නිපුණතා ඔයාලට තියෙන්න ඕන. 21 වෙනි සියවසේ නිපුණතාව විදිහට මේවා තමයි අපි අඳුනගන්නේ. Expert thinking skills. In this graph you can see our previous time, our parents' time and current situation. Right? So in 1970, 1980, 1990, 20, so on. So earlier it was routine cognitive skills. However, now they are going down. Routine manual skills we had. Now they are going down and expert thinking and complex communication skills are going higher. මෙන්න මේවා තියෙන්න ඕන ඔයගොල්ලොන්ට. When you are going out from the university, you have to have those skills. අදට අවශ්‍ය නිපුණතා. What are the skills that we need? So you have to be creative and innovative. උද්‍යෝගය හා උනන්දු කියන එක තියෙන්න ඕන. අනුගත වීම සහ පුහුණු වීමේ හැකියාව තියෙන්න ඕන. adaptability and trainability. කණ්ඩායම් කියාවෙත් අත්‍යවශ්‍යම දෙයක්. teamwork, because when you are going for an industry, when you are going for a government job, you will find different people. You must know how to work with them. Problem solving. Of course, I told earlier, time management is very important. Stress tolerance. ගොඩාක් අපේ ළමයින්ට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි ස්ට්‍රෙස් එකට ඔරොත්තු දෙන්නේ නැහැ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ආවම. ගොඩාක් ප්‍රශ්න තියෙන ළමයි අපිට ගේනවා. ඒක නැති කරගන්න ඕන. You have to have stress tolerance skill. Communication skills very important. ඌවෙලස් ළමයින්ට ගොඩාක් job market එක හැදිලා තියෙන අපේ ළමයින්ගේ communication skills හොඳයි කියනවා. Because in our course studies or study programs we incorporated essential skills course units. මෙන්න මේවා හින්දා අපේ ළමයිගේ communication skills හරි හොඳයි. ඕගොල්ලොන්ටත් ඒක ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. Language skills we need. That's why we include English Sinhala for Tamil students, Tamil for Sinhala students. ICT literacy අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම තියෙන්න ඕන. මොකද දැන් ගොඩක් කලාවට අද digital world එකත් එක්ක අපි ඉන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා ICT skills අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඕන වෙනවා. අවසාන වශයෙන් මෙන්න මේක මතක තියාගන්න. මේක මේ අබ්දුල් කලාම් කියපු දෙයක්. අබ්දුල් කලාම් කියනවා, Abdul Kalam said like this. Abdul Kalam is a well-known person. I am very interesting about his statements. First, of course, Albert Einstein. However, I like this person also. He said, if you fail, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. Fail කියන එකේ අපි අකුරු හතර ගත්තාම ඒකේ FAIL කියන එක කියන්නේ first attempt in learning. ඒ හින්දා ඔයා ෆේල් වුණා කියලා කවදාවත් අතාරින්න එපා. උත්සාහය අතාරින්න එපා. මම අර ඉස්සෙල්ලා chart එකක් පෙන්නුවේ සක්සස් වෙන විදිය. ඒක ස්ටාර්ට් කළා, ඒ පාත් එකේ ගිහිල්ලා ස්ටාර්ට් කළා, ප්ලෑන් කරලා ඔහොම ගිහිල්ලා do ෆේල් වුණොත් මම කිව්වා do it again. අයත් ෆේල් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අය තවත් කරන්න අතාරින්න එපා. Fail means first attempt in learning. End is not the end. In fact, end means effort never dies. End කියන එකේ තේරුම තමයි effort never dies කියලා කියන්නේ. උත්සාහය කවදාවත් නැති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. උත්සාහවන්තයා ජයගනී කියලා කිව්වා අපිනේ. ඒ හින්දා හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. End means effort never dies. If you get no as an answer. ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට අපිට ගියාම නෑ අපේ in generally අපේ attitude එකම නෑ බෑ කියන එකනේ. ඉතින් no කියලා කවුරු හරි කිව්වොත්, if you get no as an answer, remember no means next opportunity. So let's be positive, be happy. We want to be we are waiting for you to be physically present. However, because of the current situation, we can't bring you into the university very soon. However, we are planning everything to bring you in physically. This is also another message. Science students ලාට සමහරට මේක තේරෙන්නේ නැති මේක this is a for science students you know this is a chemical compound, boron nitric oxide. Boron is a cation and nitric oxide is the negative anion or the anion negative. It consists negative charge. So what is this mean? This means be positive, no negative. Be positive, no negative. Then, thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, we can discuss. Thank you very much. Again, please keep in your mind, don't waste your time during your university life. These 4 years are the most valuable years for you, for your career. Thank you very much, my dear students, for listening to me. Thank you.